Hi everyone, Trina here, and this is Origins of Soul 8.1. And we had just left off, and Trisha, the author of the book, was speaking about our DNA and how our DNA, it like constricts or it opens up and expands due to our mental and physical and emotional state of being. So everything always goes back to this. It's like ascension, unlocking DNA. It's all about meditation, being balanced, being energetically correct in your being, whatever that is for you, to where your vibration is resonating where it should be. And like I said, all of us are singing a different song. So none of that's going to look like anybody else in essence, because your vibration, frequency, and sound is unique to you, and no one else will ever be able to replicate the sound of your soul. So what we think about, we bring about. And for me in my life, this has been one of the most profound teachings I ever truly come to understand, is that what's happening within me starts to reflect around me. So if my energy is not straight or right, if I don't get it back into balance, it doesn't take too long, and then I start to see that discordant energy showing up in my reality, in my thoughts, in my behaviors, and showing up in the people around me, reflecting that to me. So I started to operate with the laws of attraction consciously, like knowing what I was doing and being aware of it in my 20s, and not fully comprehending it. I learned about The Secret and started, I've always followed like Greg Braden and different Joe Dispenza, all these beautiful teachers that were involved in The Secret, and then others I found after that. And the law of attraction to me was a profound teaching, because it really does work. So I started to manifest things in my reality. I manifested a home. I think I manifested my children. I manifested a lot of money that I needed for this home I wanted to build. And literally it came out of nowhere, and it was, $40,000. So these things really can manifest. And I manifested the money to buy a house, and then I manifested the house. And then when I went to buy the house, the name of the plan was called the Alessandria. It even had my last name on it in the feminine expression of Italian. So it was one confirmation after another that I literally was manifesting my dreams in this reality. And so I manifested the house on the hill and the money and all this stuff, and then having all of that, looking around and noticing that nothing was any different than it ever was, and realizing that stuff wasn't what was making me happy. It was actually weighing me down, and it was actually causing me to be more immersed into the world and the opinions of what others were creating and doing and wanting to be, the one of the soccer moms and the whole nine. Literally, kids were in soccer and cheer and the whole nine. I did that whole program, and it just was not very fulfilling. The children part was fulfilling, but the rest of it just wasn't. So you're told your whole life, oh, if you get this, you're going to be happy, and if you get this is going to make you happy. It's all a lie. None of it's even authentic. The only thing that matters is the connections that you have to people in your life, heart connections, family, just spending time with people you enjoy. Those are the things that matter. The things that you want to try, but you're too afraid to try. Those are the things that are going to matter. Stuff in the long run is not going to matter at all. The things and the joy and the experiences that you can share with others and bring to them, with financial freedom, that's a beautiful thing, because you can have dinner, you can take people to go out to eat, stuff like that. So there's also the positive aspects of having financial freedom. So there's so much in this world that has gone wrong due to money. And I really think creative solutions might be coming in the near future to maybe manage that out of balance situation. Our dollar's crashing and there's no way to fix it. So with that, something's definitely going to happen in the future. What that is yet to be seen. And I think with that, we all ought to start working on creating what we would like to see. I remember years ago I read a book, and I may share this series with you guys because it was profound, and it's literally teachings from the masters. And literally the words are written in violet and purple. It's profound. Saint Germain, Lady Nada, many of the ascended masters speak in this book, and it's beautiful, and it's one of the teachings that taught me how to really manifest, I think, even more powerfully than the teachings of The Secret and the Law of Attraction. It was more in reconnecting to my imagination. And I think as adults, reconnecting to your imagination is one of the most powerful gifts you will ever give yourself. Watch movies like The Golden Compass, different stuff like that. Read books. Books are better than movies if you can read and stay focused and comprehend what you're reading. They truly are, even if you can do an audiobook, because it literally forces you to produce the pictures in your mind. So imagination is, I think, the key to flipping all of what we wish to see into reality. It's literally going to be by focusing on dreams. And the more of us that can share a common dream, a dream that looks similar, if it's in good vibration, it's the will of creation, creation will support it, and it will literally bring in the light necessary to manifest it in your world, in real time. It's no longer a concept. It's now conceptualized, and it's manifest. And this is, I think, one of the biggest things that's been hidden from us is the true power of our own being and the true power of what we are as creators and children of creation. And this truly is the God force within you. It's always operating, always. But the thing is when you can actually direct the flow and direct the energy to manifest that which you came to do, be, and see, then your world becomes very fulfilling, and it becomes a lot more simple, and joy comes a lot easier. And it's almost amazing because it literally produces a physiological change within your body and being. You'll start to experience DMT rushes more often, the chill bumps all over your body. Your intuition gets sharper, quicker, and more profound in the way that you can understand your own inner guidance and your own inner workings and knowings. The other day when I was recording the video, and I think it was 7.9 or 8.0, I don't remember, but you can see a lot of orb activity around me. And it's so funny because after I focused in on it, I realized I think that was my grandma. So she's still kind of floating around. Probably wait until we have our big celebration for her passing and her transition celebration with the holidays and stuff. We waited a little while to do that. So we will be doing that soon. And I think she's still hanging around waiting to see the big event. And I know she's going to be happy because we have a harp playing for my grandma. So yay, grandma gets a harp. And to celebrate all the gift that she's brought forward to my life. And transition is tough. It's part of this reality. We are born into death. And that's just reality. And it's a gift. It's truly a gift. So do not try to preserve or hold on to your flesh when it's done, or, if something has come upon it that it's going to cease. soon. Fear not, because we exist beyond our flesh, and the flesh is meant to be temporary. And I think when you can fully comprehend that and take that in and know that that's true, organic, and it's in alignment with where we're at, then you lose your fear of death in a large capacity. None of us can fully, because it's primal, it's connected to our brain, and it's the reptilian complex of our mind. But to know that you're truly going to be yourself after you drop your physical flesh, and to know that something about you is very, very special, and many different beings are going to try to distract you and to harness and to get you to follow them. And this, I think, is the biggest teachings we will ever learn in this lifetime, is to learn how to connect and trust yourself. Learn how to follow your own inner guidance. Find all of you before you follow the path of anything or anyone else. Reconnect to the ancient, omnipotent, omnipresent part of God that you are. Connect to the higher parts of you that you're just not aware that are existing, but they are very alive, and they do not descend into this realm. So you'll have to meet them, which means you will have to aspire to reach and meet them. And I think 90% of it is as simple as knowing to ask and knowing that that is a goal. And with that, you can choose that. And I think that ability is going to be a well-guided choice. Because if you're being brought a choice, go here or go there, choose the middle path and say, I choose to find myself. See where that takes you. Get curious about what really are you? What did it mean for you to be a human being? Why did you need these experiences? Tap into the higher part of your own being that knows only these questions about you, because it is part of you. So go there and dive deep into the beauty and the mystery that is you. So with that, we will continue with love and power. So, at the heart of our very human lessons, in our need to learn, we embody both love and power in a positive, life-affirming way. We can call this the path of compassion and forgiveness, the path of truth and manifestation. Beautiful. I love synchronicity. For this is what they are: forgiveness of self and others. Yet, this forgiveness is only possible when we realize who we are behind the illusions and the inconsistencies. In the play of light and shadows, we see all around us. We are divine, eternal light beings, having a mortal experience in the classroom of Planet Earth School. We are here to meet our challenges, to learn our lessons, discover our creativity, and make a difference, not only for ourselves, but for the entire world. These twin pillars of love and power are not only the foundational energies of the Divine Father and Divine Mother, but two of the flames of the Sacred Heart that lives within you. The third flame is the golden path of unity that we must walk if we are to claim our role as children of God. And it is the positive use and the merging with these seeming opposites that will ultimately bring us into our mastery. The Lord always showed me that the three, the Trinity, was about magnetics and a negative charge and a positive charge, and that both of those were always operating, and the flow is happening according to what you're feeling and experiencing and perceiving. But when you ignite that third, which is the Christ, and you anchor into your own true power and your own self-connection, that's when those two polarities in your body blend. And through that blending, you can literally move the flow of energy within your being and literally start to become a conscious creator and a conscious manifester, because you're operating with your masculine, feminine in marriage. You're not being controlled by your thoughts, and you're not being controlled by your emotions. You're living in both, balanced, processing information from both aspects simultaneously, and staying as balanced as possible through the process. And the Kundalini, the Christ energies, all of these energies, people make a really big deal out of them, but people experience them in very different ways. So my way is never going to be the way of somebody else, and somebody else's way will never be your way. We're all going to do this different because it's how we activate our DNA coded light. So light comes into your code the way that you can process it and perceive it and transmute it and put it into the body and then transmute it to the world. Literally, I keep saying that we are transmutation devices, that we are here to bring forth light and light code and deliver it into the soil and into the clay and into us. And this will eventually manifest in the world we see through the information of the sun changing. And the sun is above us, but it is also within us. So this is the blending. The blending of these two powers brings you into resonance with your power, which is the Christ within you. And I really do believe that this was a redemption code given to us by a beautiful being of light. And I think that is just, thank you. So, let me see, we're at 18. Okay, well, we'll go into chapter 20. It's called The Path of the Heart. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but just one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together, and all things connect. Chief Seattle. Whatever we give our attention to in this life is what we cultivate in the garden of ourselves, not only in this life, but in the next. Are your thoughts mainly focused on the material world, or are they centered on the path of service, truth, love, and light? Are you living with an attitude of gratitude? Or are you caught up in anger, fear, and resentment? Are you visualizing a positive life, the life you want to create? Or are you locked up in worry of negative dramas? How much violent television do you watch? The answer may surprise you. For the forces of duality are relentless. They are programming us to believe that conflict is our natural state. Watching late night television shows featuring conflict, horror, and violence will pollute your dreams and block your access to the higher realms. This keeps you in constant stress, directing subconscious mind down to the lower levels of the astral plane. So it is important to take a deep, honest inventory of what you are feeding yourself in terms of your daily thoughts and the things you put before your eyes. How many times do you tell yourself that you can't, you won't, you aren't even capable of creating a more positive life? How many friends engage you in gossip or judging others? What activities do you engage in that support your personal empowerment? As a part of this moral inventory, you should also look at which thoughts or feelings you refuse to let go of, because the mind is like a record player. The words you repeat to yourself and to others can magnify either the good or the bad in your life. They are the ways in which you have been conditioned to respond, serving your highest good today. Are you still holding on to the grudges about events that happened 20 years ago? Do you still blame parents, siblings, ex-spouses, or former best friends? If so, then the person you are really hurting is yourself. The lessons that we resist will persist, spilling over into the current events of our life, replaying all the negative dynamics until we are willing to resolve them. The law of Ma'at is constant. It always tries to bring us back into balance, giving us chance after chance to resolve what is unhealed within our psyche. As we have discovered, the heart-mind connection that is fundamental to our personality also plays a pivotal role in determining a great deal about our life in the here and now. It also plays a very big part in determining where we will go when we die. People who are stuck in the lower levels are bound by the negative mindset they carried in life. By healing these old beliefs and wounds of our past, we can break the chains that bind us and gain the power to create a better life. Then we can step back and ask, what was I hoping to learn? That I have chosen these circumstances in this life. That is a very true statement, and that is a good thing to ask yourself when you're struggling with anything. What possibly could my soul be wishing to experience, learn, or master from this experience? Challenges come before us so we can master them. Remember that first, and that might help you have a much better reaction to what's actually happening around you and in your world. So, imagine for a moment that you are an angel who has decided to come to Earth. You made a plan. What kind of mission could you have intended such that you used the events of this life to prompt you into a particular direction? What did you intend to teach yourself? How can these lessons be applied to fulfill a higher purpose? After all, you could have been born anywhere, to any family, on any continent, in any economic circumstance. While today, our little self might want to shout, I will be born beautiful, rich, and famous. Our higher self might decide on something completely different. After all, your higher self understands the big picture. The reason you were born into that life has nothing to do with fame. Sorry, my puppy's got a bone. Glory or money, but rather the evolutionary purpose of your soul. Could it be that challenges you have faced in this lifetime were all part of a bigger design intended to help you reclaim your true identity? In truth, each one of our lifetimes is created from a set of absolutely impeccable yet invisible laws. And it is our job to discover what we intended, what we agreed to, what purpose was our human birth, and how can we fulfill that deepest mission of our souls. All right, guys, I'm gonna pick it up on the next one real soon. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, because I really am. It feels like it's speaking directly from my own soul. That's why I'm sharing it with you, because it really does resonate. And I can't wait to share some other things with you that I've learned over the years that have really helped me on my spiritual path, and how to find a stronger connection to that which is true and real and eternal, and that's a part of me. So that part of me is my connection to Source, and is my connection to what many would call God. And that part of me is the only way I have access to those higher parts of myself. It's through those higher parts of creation. So dive into yourself deep and seek to start to have communion with your highest part of creation, and learn and love and express through that as best as you can. Much love to you all. Think well. Think happy thoughts. Fake it till you make it, because if you think about it long enough and you feel about it long enough, the magnetic force of creation itself has no option other than to answer. So I love you all. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and much love and favor to you all, and may soul shine bright and be with us all. Talk soon.